Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, and thank you for tuning back into St. Andrew TV, a cure for your Monday blues. I am your host, Andrew, and today we are going over some phrases or some terminologies that we use today and were also used in the Victorian Era / Wild West. We are going to be going over not one, not two, but three different phrases or terminologies that were used by our Wild West brethren and that we continuously use into today. And if you stick with me, we are going to go over those three things. The concept of today is I am your English teacher, Professor Andrew, and we're going to go over a few things that were said back in the Wild West that we also use in today's conversations. And along with that, I'm going to give you the meaning and how far these phrases actually date back. And they don't necessarily date back to just Wild West times, but even further back in history. This is my notepad because I'm quite dull and can't remember things off the top of my head. The first one we are going to go over is Mad Hatter or Mad as a Hatter. And basically that is a reference to someone who is insane or crazy. But why does Mad as a Hatter or Mad Hatter mean insane or crazy? Well, that is a reference to back in the 17th century in France. Hatters used to use mercury in felt that crafted hats, such as this one. Mercury is a poison, and when you're dealing with a poison all day and it gets into your pores and in your skin, you can get mercury poisoning. This comes with the side effects that will make you go insane. Not only did the hatter themselves deal with a lot of mercury, but when you would wear these hats, even up into the 20th century, that the sweat or just the constant wearing of said hat, mercury would be exposed to your skin, causing you to go a little bit crazy. And that is what Mad as a Hatter or Mad Hatter means in today's terminology. The second one we are going to cover today is fly off the handle. And what it means to fly off the handle is you become enraged, or the person who flies off the handle becomes enraged. You're angry, you're mean, you're nasty, something like that. The first recorded use of fly off the handle came in 1834 by Thomas C. Halliburton, and it is even said that it was used prior to that. And the metaphor that we are speaking about is cheaply made axes back in those days were cheaply made. The axe head could actually fly off the handle while you were using it in your day-to-day task. And obviously, if the axe head flies off the handle, everybody involved, or in the at least the immediate area, is now in danger. Obviously, I don't need to explain too much further what a flying axe blade would mean in terms of trouble, but that is where the terminology comes from, to fly off the handle. The third and final one we are going to look at today is don't count your chickens before they hatch. And what that means is to not rely on something unless you're sure of it. This dates back over 2,500 years, if you can believe that, and is a reference to Aesop's. Aesop's is a Greek storyteller, and it is a reference to the milkmaid and her pail. It is also referenced in the 1570s by Thomas Howell. And now knowing that you know the definition, it is easy to say that that gunfighter ain't that fast. I can surely take him in a duel. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, young one. And that concludes today's video of Wild West phrases or Victorian era phrases that we still use today and maybe a little bit of history of where they came from, the origin story perhaps. And I hope you all enjoyed something that might pique your interest, so to speak. This was just a part 1. If you'd like to see part 2 of Victorian era phrases or terminology, please let me know. It is not too difficult to research some of the things that we say today and see their origin stories. And if our Wild West brethren were using them, well, we will cover that in the following video. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed today's video, or leave me a comment stating what you liked, or tell me what I should do next. I have recently opened up a Patreon. I remain consistent saying that I like to be fan-funded and fan-funded only. We have an inclusive community here, and I'd like to keep it that way, but only if your means allow you to do so. Do not feel obligated to donate to the Patreon. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, but for those of you who have come across this video and you like Old West terminology, maybe you thought that I would be a standout professor in the finest universities across the United States or even the world, think about hitting that subscribe button, because you're a daisy if you do.